Hi, it's Corrine. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm sharing an adorable collection, actually two, from Nitwit Collections, and I will be sure to link everything down in the description box below. So as you can see, I made 9 Christmas tags. These are perfect to add maybe a gift card to, but I'm using them as tags on presents where I can put the to and from. And as you can see, I'm using a coffee die, which we'll talk more about in just a moment. But here is the digital collection. Now there's so many more papers than what I'm showing today. The collections that I'm using is the Peppermint Lane Village, and I'm also using Peppermint Lane Pete and Peggy collection. They coordinate very well together, so you can kind of mix and match. And here I have several printed out. I wanted to show you the quality of these. If you use your printer and match your paper, so in this case I'm using an Epson ink EcoTank 2803, and I'm using Epson ink along with Epson paper. Look how great the quality comes out. I also did print, and I sometimes do print off just regular white cardstock. You're going to get a different look from it. It's going to be a little bit more muted, and sometimes that might be what you want. But I wanted to show you just how high of quality you can get, and it's very reasonable. The ink is very reasonable, and look how you can size down that specific paper to the size that you want. That is one of the many reasons I like working with a digital collection, because you can suit it to your project and you can use it over and over and over. So here, the red stripe paper, here I'm going to show you what it looks like when I printed it out onto cardstock. So you're going to get a different look. And that's because my paper is not matching up with the ink. But again, it's still pretty regardless of how you choose to do it. I will be putting out a video where I go into much more detail on exactly how I work with digital kits, but I wanted to quickly show you I'm using premium presentation paper matte. And if you're using this paper, that's the setting that you want to choose on your printer. You want to choose high quality and then match it to the paper that you're using. So in this case, I think this is either 44 or 48 pound paper, which if it's a little thin, you can always back it with white cardstock, which is what I tend to do. I back it with either 80 or 100 pound Hammermill cardstock. So again, I will have another video coming out after the holidays going into much greater detail on exactly from A to Z how I work with digital prints. But I love to print out quite a few. The ink is very reasonable, the paper is very reasonable, and it does not cost me a lot. I've printed out entire mini albums before, and it's very cost effective. But look at how pretty their designs are. I love an all over sentiment background. And with Nitwit Collections, if you purchase the bundle, which is what I tend to do, I'll get the bundle. It saves you 20%, I believe it is, and you get all the individual packs in the collection. So I've printed out a few of these little cozy sleeves that I put together. This is going to go on my coffee die. I'm using a Jaded Blossoms coffee die. And like I said, I printed out quite a bit so I could kind of mix and match. Now these are the elements. You can print these out huge. Here's some tags that I printed out and I did back with 100 pound Hammermill cardstock because I'm going to be using these for tags. And look at how cute this Santa is. It already comes like that in that little postage stamp set. I use my silhouette to cut it out. And I also use my silhouette to kind of customize how I want, like size it up, down. You do not have to have a silhouette to do this. You can do this from whatever program you have on your computer, and look how cute these are. I made these quite large just to be able to show you the detail in these. I can't wait to use these on a project too. Nitwit Collections, they think of everything. They have so many details, so many different cards, patterns to choose from, and they all match and coordinate, but you won't get duplicates. So again, I would suggest checking out the bundled collection. It comes with solid backgrounds. It comes with alphabet, coordinating alphabet. It comes with so many papers and different elements to choose from. I wanted to just kind of give you a closer look at these. So here's what I do. I print these out and I do cut them out with my Silhouette. You can hand cut them. You can use, if you have a Cricut, you can use your Cricut or Silhouette. You can use whatever Photoshop or paint program you have, or you can, like I said earlier, just print them out and cut them by hand. Or just use them. You don't even have to cut them out. You can just use them as paper. It's truly endless what you can do with them. You can make them, I could, and I might go back and do that, use the little gnomes and make tags out of those as well. But like I said, I just cut out a few here, not sure exactly what I was going to use at this stage. Also, let me give you another close-up look. So the one in front, that's just on regular cardstock, and the one in back is using Epson. This one I used a 27 pound, so it's a little bit thinner, but you can get really great quality prints this way. So I printed out several things that I plan to use for my tags, and I didn't need to print a full sheet because I knew I was cutting them out of smaller pieces. So I just made smaller boxes, and I will go into greater detail in another video exactly how I do that in the Silhouette program. But feel free to use whatever program that you have and just size it kind of like you would if you were printing a picture out. So that is that same paper. It's a little bit different pattern, but they give you many different colors to choose from, so you can kind of change it up. And look at, like I said, how you can scale it. That's a different cardstock I used there, but I could scale that pattern down because I didn't want the large pattern for the small thing that I plan on doing, which is a Christmas tag. So I'm going to go ahead and print those out, cut those out rather from my Silhouette. And now I'm using that pattern paper and that coffee dye and running it through my die cutting machine. It comes with another piece of the die, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use the outside, and I'm actually turning these into a little bit of a card. So this specific pattern comes in this adorable pink color. It comes in red and green, I believe green, just many colors. And that's what I love. That's one of the many things I love about Nitwit Collections. So all these little round tags, they were already designed like that. I cut them out and I did back them with a piece of cardstock just to make them a little bit stronger, give them a little bit of dimension. And the cozy, look how cute that is. This is their tone on tone paper right there. I printed these little labels out, and now I'm going to set my coffee dye right on it. This is going to be either the back of my little card or on the inside of my little card. So the one you see on my desk that says Merry Wishes, I printed that out, and then just like I'm doing here, just centered where I wanted it on my die and cut it out with my die cut machine. I did several patterns. Again, this way, this is how I like to work. I like to cut them out ahead of time, and then I can kind of mix and match, decide what looks good together. I think I printed out those 2 or 3 times because I wanted quite a few. I wanted to be able to make quite a few tags. And again, this is from Epson paper. It cuts out nicely on the Silhouette. And look how cute. These are just so much fun to mix and match. So I plan on putting some of the round ones on the front of my cozies. And this die also comes with a coffee cup lid. I cut those all out in white Hammermill cardstock. You could choose to do a color because again, they give you, if you get the bundled, you get solids, and you could use a solid tone on tone or matching cardstock for your coffee top as well. So this will be for the inside of my little coffee card, and that's right there is the same design. I just sized it a little bit smaller to fit inside that coffee cup. Here's another adorable one. You can have all different types of sentiments, and that one I put so it's going to be on the back of my coffee mug or coffee cup. So let me set all those aside. I'm keeping them in front of me so I can pick through them. I'm using the by scrapbook.com, a little craft container. And here's a piece of hammer mill cardstock. I'm using some wet glue and a fine tip glue bottle, and I will add my pattern paper to the top of it. Set that under a paperweight, give that a minute to dry. This piece here is the inside of my little tag. I'm adding glue just to the very top of it, and they have perforated lines, so if you glue just the top of it, it allows the recipient to open and close it like it was a card. I'm going to do the exact same thing to this other design. Glue a piece behind it to give it some stability. If you print out on thicker cardstock, you don't need to do that, but I was printing out, as I mentioned, on Epson cardstock, so it's a little bit thinner weight. Again, here is the coffee top. You could use any design that you wanted, from being that there's so many to choose from. You could use a tone on tone if you wanted, but I wanted that white lid. So I'm pulling out different little cozies, trying to decide what I wanted to use on each pattern. Oh, so cute. I love the sentiments in these. In their collections, they provide a lot of pre-designed elements for you to use. So whether you're a scrapbooker, a mini album maker, a card maker, really you could use it for anything. And the best part to me is not feeling guilty using that paper up, because if you're like me, I hoard a little bit of my favorite papers. Well, I find I do the exact opposite with the digital. You'll see me print them out in all different scales because I love it so much, and you can use them over and over and over. So here I've just glued the lids to my coffee cup and then glued the back part to it. And even on some of them, the back part, I did glue a piece of cardstock in between. And then I went ahead and adhered the same pattern to make it look like it's a continuous pattern around the entire cup. So now I'm setting aside all my little tags. The ones that I don't use today, I'll use on other presents. But here's how it flips up. And it's a little card that you can sign your name or to and from and attach it to a gift. So I decided for this one to go with that pop of red, and I'm just kind of testing out the different sentiments that I have. I put a little pop dot behind them and put that on the front. I do go back, I think I do all of them, but then I go back and embellish them a little bit more. So for this one, I wanted that more solid red. And I love that little wreath. If I wanted to, I could have cut that little wreath out, but I wanted it on a circle. And that's like I said, one of the many things I like is you can customize these to however you want. So I'm using another coffee mug lid. I folded it in the center, and I'm using my crocodile to get a center, and then I'll use that as my guide. And that's how I cut the hole for the tag. Some of them I will put the hole to the right or to the left, just depending. I wanted a few different ones. So now I pulled out some baker's twine. For this one, I'm going with the red and white. I thought it coordinated perfectly, and I'm going to just tie a little knot in the top of that. This one, I chose some green and white. Like I said, I just, whatever look good. That's the fun part of these, is you just kind of play and put them together. And I was able to do all of these tags in one sitting. They came together very quickly. Here I added a couple of small jingle bells onto it, tied tied those off. I do kind of run the baker's twine around and through the jingle bells to just hold them in place there, and then put a little knot and pull it tight. And this way, these also, hopefully the recipient will keep them and you can hang them onto your tree. I did hang 2 of them on my tree. They were so cute. So this one I'm going to use one of the little tags that I printed and hang that off of my tag. I love the look of that. And I have these little wooden snowflakes. I have little clay snowflakes and little iridescent ones, but I liked the wooden ones with these. Again, I added another little tag and a couple jingle bells. This one I just added the one. So to make sure that that didn't go anywhere, I'm just putting this really thin twine around the baker's twine and putting a knot in it. I'm using my magnet to hold it in place, kind of free up my hands, and it stops moving it all over the place. I'm working on a Glassboard Studio glass mat. I chose a different snowflake, put a little bit of wet glue on that, and just put a paperweight on that, let that dry. So now I'm going back and embellishing them a little bit more. I'm using a Concord & 9th and Christina Warner bow die for that one. And put a little, this is smoky quartz altenew glitter paper. I put a little piece in the center and look how pretty that is. So for this one, I'm using some foliage that I had from another project that I had cut out. I tend to save my die cuts because, as I mentioned earlier, I like to cut a bunch of stuff out and then just kind of play around and see what I like. So for this one, I tucked a little in the left and the right. I did have to pry that little element in the middle up a little bit, but it was easy to do. I'm using some Barely Art glue, and then after I get my leaves in place, I just put in a little more glue around that little round tag and set something heavy on it to let it dry. So this one I went through and put a little bit of those, I'm using the Prima confetti circle die, and cut a bunch of that glitter paper out, and I added those to the wreath to give it a little bit of sparkle. And here's the completed tags. These turned out so cute. I've already added them to a couple gifts, and as I wrap gifts, I will be adding more, but here's a close-up look of them. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will link all the information and the collections that I used from Nitwit Collections. You will find so many different products over there. You'll be amazed on how much you get when you purchase a collection. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day and a happy holiday season.